Happy Thursday, everyone. I hope this Thursday night finds everybody well. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to straighten something out here. So, tonight we will be making some Halloween projects without using our traditional Halloween colors. Um, I picked it because this is one of the new bundles from the new mini catalog that's coming out. I haven't celebrated Halloween really. We haven't had trick-or-treaters in years. Hey, do. So, but I wanted to create something fun for Halloween. And since we were talking about this new stamp set and coordinating dies in the new mini catalog, which I have right here, if you have not gotten a catalog and you would like one and you're not working with another demonstrator, just put a comment, add a comment in, and I'll get with you to get your address and I will send one out to you. Secondly, if you earned any coupons for the bonus days, today is the last day. Yeah, today is the last day that you can use them. And also, today is the last day of the kit sale. So, if you were interested in any of the kits, take advantage today because it ends at midnight Utah time. All right, so for tonight's cards, I'm using the 6x6 designer series paper. I'm also using the die from the aspen trees. You'll remember I used this little bird on our mystery card. So I actually used one of the dies that goes with that bundle. And that's the trees here. And I made a little gift bag. And this little gift bag, let me pull the dies out. It actually is a die within this bundle. Okay. And we'll go over that. I should tell you, when I was making the cards this morning, I had misplaced two of my dies and went crazy. And Bill was going to go through my garbage, so a big garbage bag, because I've been cleaning my room. And as he was doing that, I started looking a little bit more, and I actually found them right here in my room. So, so that is the treat bag. And then I made this cute little card, and the colors are Berry Burst. And the other one is Blackberry Bliss. All right, those are the colors. And then I did basic white, of course. And on this card, let me just move this. I want to turn my light out and see if you can see. The little ghost glows in the dark. So that's paper also that will be available in the new mini catalog. Okay. And then for the third project, it is a little triangle box. Okay. I stamped the front. I also use these deckled circles that are in the new mini catalog. And you pull this out and open up the center. Let's see, I have it upside down. And the inside is decorated with the Them Bones Designer Series paper. I stamped Trick or Treat in the center, and then there's a Ferrero Rocher in the middle. So that is the size of the box, just to give you an idea of what size this box is. All right. So I think that is about all the housekeeping. If you head over to my blog, time is, nope, you still have time. My registration for my, yeah, I did get the circle dies. Time is running out for my craft box subscription. I have that posted at the top of our page, and also the mini Halloween class. Okay. And you can find that at galfridaystamping.net. And for tonight, if you'd like tonight's make and takes, just use that code on the bottom, place a $35 order, and I will send them to you as a thank you. All right, so let me just pull out tonight's card. So we're going to start with a base of 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 5.5. And that is our thank you. Ah, hey Karen, Casey's riding. Good for her. It's beautiful here too, actually. The weather has been amazing today. I actually had to wear a sweatshirt when I took Sheba out this morning, which is a switch for sure. All right, let me just get a piece of paper here. I want to show you guys something really quick while I get all our stuff together. 1 second. Just want to cut a piece of paper. All right. And just so I have it available, let me just grab a piece of basic white. Really quick here. All right, there we go. Just a little extra paper just in case. All right, so we have our 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5.5. And then I am going to layer this up with a piece of berry burst that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And we are actually going to adhere this to the front of the card. So we're just going to add some glue. Lay this right down on the front. Can't even see it, but it's just an additional layer. And I just want to make sure this is straight on the bottom. All right. Next, I grabbed, believe it or not, I grabbed the paper, the Stargazing 12 by 12 designer series paper. And it was perfect. It's right here on top. For the night sky. It's the two colors. They match perfectly. It looked like the moon. And we are going to adhere that to the front of the card. All right. So we're going to just, again, add some glue. And this is 5 1/4 by 4. So we're going to lay this on the front of the card, making sure it is on here straight. All right. So that is 2 to 3 miles every morning. Wow. That's crazy. Good for you. We don't do that much. We probably do about a half a mile because Sheba gets crazy. She gets so excited, and after a while she starts to hurt my shoulders. We're still in the learning process. Some days she's really good. Some days she just gets so excited and I can't stay out with her that long. I just can't do it. All right. So, like we said, this is 5 1/4 by 4. So then I'm going to use the Blackberry Bliss, which is also 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm just going to show you what I did. I'm going to grab the die from the Aspen oval egg, this down and center it the best we can, run it through our cut and emboss machine, and this is what we're left with. It is a framed piece with the trees. Okay, so before we add this to the front of the card, excuse me, I'm just going to get a little piece of this sweet sorbet. Let's cut it up here. And we're just going to wrap this at the bottom of this card. I had done it plain at first, and it just looked too plain. And you can actually do this with any stamp set. It doesn't have to be Halloween. It would actually be nice in a different color, maybe using blues, and make a winter scene. There's a great snowflake paper. Oh, we're going to move this up a little bit more. And it's beautiful. It's a specialty paper in the new catalog. And you'll be seeing that soon. Okay, so we're going to just wrap this around. And I actually made it a little too long. So let's get rid of that and grab a new glue dot. I actually left my glue dots in the box this time. I'm going to see how it works. And I cut out a piece so I could just pull them from here. Hope maybe I'll be able to find them each and every time, right? Now that they're in the box. All right. So that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to, hey Sheila, hey Fran. The new owl set. Yes, it would. Awesome. Hey Dawn. All right. So there is our ribbon. And we just want to make sure this is on here straight. Now to put this on the front of the card, we're going to pop it up just to give it a little bit of dimension. You really don't notice it unless you're up on top of it. And I am actually going to use the ends of these dimensionals. And we're going to add some dimensionals to the wrong side. Almost added it to the right side. So is anybody doing anything this weekend? You have anything special planned? We don't. But we are going to take next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and we're going to go camping. So it should be fun. Just hopefully it's not going to be chilly. Looks like the temperatures are going to be low, and we're going to be up in the mountains, and so it'll be a little bit cooler up there. All right, so I put my dimensionals on the corners. And then I am going to, oh, happy birthday, Jimmy. I'm going to add some smaller dimensionals on the tree trunks, just so we have a little bit of support for the trees. Let's get one up here. We don't have to go too crazy, but we just want a little bit more support than the four corners. And I think I'll do one here. And we'll just take off this paper. So we had our checkup with Sheba for her post appointment, and she can go back to her normal activity, which is good. She just loves going to the vet. It's crazy how she loves the vet. All right, let's pull our card back in. Now we want to get this on the front of the card, and we want it to be even with the designer series paper. So I'm just going to try to get this on the bottom first. Get it so it's lined up. And I actually think I cut it a little bit bigger on this one than I did this morning's. All right. Oops, see? I pulled it too far. I'm just going to pull this up again. Push that side down. So I want to make sure I cover that designer series paper. All right, so there is the front so far with our aspen trees. Next, let me just grab, I cut out a small scalloped oval, and then in the berry burst, and then an oval in white. And then we're going to grab our basic white scrap here. Let me just see if I can find a... It's always good to use some sort of cushion underneath our photopolymer stamps, okay? Just to give it a good cushion, and it also helps getting a good stamp. Now with the house, it is completely, it's just one complete flat surface, all right? So you can see right there how the ink missed. So you want to make sure that you really ink this stamp up really well to make sure everything is covered, and then give it a good stamp, okay? And that one actually turned out really well. You can see that it's stamped really, really good. Now, if you happen to do it and you have little white spots, you can always take your dark basic black blend, and believe it or not, you can go over the little dots that actually were missed when you inked it up, just to cover them up. It works perfectly. It'll dry. You'll never know the difference. So we're just going to grab that die. And this is the die that was missing this morning. And I was so upset. And you're going to run it through your stamping and cut and emboss machine. And here it is cut out. Okay. Next, you're going to take that 6x6 glow-in-the-dark paper, and you're going to cut out this sweet little ghost. He's the one that was glowing in the dark. All right. And then we have the word boo. I actually cut out boo in the berry burst and blackberry bliss. I knew that I wanted to double it up. So you can see right here, So I put the berry burst behind just so it looks different, really nice. And we are actually going to just grab, and I'm going to actually do it on the back of this. We're just going to add a few dots of glue towards the top of this die or die cut. And we're going to layer it together. And we're just offsetting it a little bit just so we can see that berry burst. I'm going to pull that down just a hair. Oops, too much. All right, just so you can see that it's doubled up. So we have our ghost, our boo, our house. So let's grab the oval. I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper here. Oops. Fold it in half. And we're going to take our oval and we're going to grab those cute little bats. Here they are. So there's 3 little bats and our memento. And we're going to stamp some bats on this layer. And again, you can just see what I did with this bat here. I'll put one more here. I didn't hit it all the way. So I'm just going to grab my marker. I'm just going to fill that in. So it's nice and dark. Okay, so we have some bats in the background. We're going to grab our oval and we're going to add some glue. And we're going to layer this up. Straighten it out here. And we're going to grab our haunted house. Let's use up some of these. And we're going to pop it up. Now on one of my projects, for the Halloween mini class that I have on my blog, I actually, I'm going to just put this on here. All right, so there's our haunted house. I actually, let me see if I can find it. Here it is. I actually took the haunted house and it's a little bit faded, okay? But it's faded because, oh, I have that light on. Let me just turn this light off a second. Well, it's not working because it didn't have any light on it. You can see the ghost. It's actually done on the glow-in-the-dark paper. But I guess it was in the dark so much it's not glowing right now. All right, so we're going to grab our oval and we're going to add it to the bottom of this card. But I also want to pop this up. So I'm just going to grab some mini dimensionals. And I'm going to look to see where I need my mini dimensionals. And I'm actually going to put one here at the bottom. Whoops, we don't want it that close. Lift it. Let's put it right about here. And I'm going to check it again. So we're going to put one here. And I really want to keep it on the tree trunks so the trees stay off the back. So let's get rid of these papers. And then we're going to adhere our house right to the front. Let's scoot that down a little bit. All right. Now we have our ghost. I also want to pop our ghost up. So I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals again. I'll put one there. We'll put one here. And we'll get his arm. Whoops. We'll put one right about here. So we're popping up our ghost. That dimensional is sticking out. There we go. All right. So now we have our ghost. Our boo, we're going to add right here to the side. And we're actually going to just add it to the front with some glue. And I don't know where it's going to catch. So I just added some all over. I'm just going to lay that down nice and easy. All right. Thanks, Dawn. Hey, Nancy. And then we're going to tie a bow. Let's grab some ribbon. And it's just going to be a single little bow. This ribbon I find so hard to tie a bow with. So I'll use my pokey tool and pull that piece through. It's just so hard to grab and it's slippery. All right, so you can see my loops are not even. So I'm just going to pull on that tail, even it up a little bit. Give it a little trim. And like I said, this ribbon, I think I've told you before, although it is so narrow and thin, let me just straighten this up there. You can always pull it apart and make it a little wider if you wanted. It's very stretchy. See? So let's grab a glue dot. We're actually going to add this right here on this house, right on the corner there. All right. And there is the front of our card. Now for the inside, I did it very simple. I just added some stars and bats to the top. Okay. Let's grab a ruler. I think it's 5 1/4 by 4, and it is. And then this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Dang. I just dropped my box. I think I did that last week. All right, so here's our layer. We're going to grab some berry burst, and I'm actually going to stamp and stamp off. So we're going to grab our stars, and we'll start by stamping. And then I'm going to stamp off. Let's do it here. And then ink up and stamp. And let's stamp off. And then we'll stamp. Let's add another one right there. All right. Just quick and easy. And then we're going to grab those bats again and our memento. And we're just going to ink them up. And again, you want to make sure that you get enough ink. And we're just going to adds these bats right over top of these stars. So this is a cutesy type card instead of a scary card. And we're just going to... I've been cleaning my room, like I said. I still have stuff in here from when I was on different design teams. And I found like 10 of these crafter's tape. So I figured I might as well use it. They're pretty crappy though, I have to say. Nothing like Stampin' Ups. Alright, so there is our card. Aw, thanks. Hey, Liara. So there's our first card. Now we'll jump to the box, because that one's pretty easy. And let me see if I have all my pieces where the box just fell. So you're going to take your die. Okay, here's the box die. And you're going to cut out 2 pieces. All right, now the piece that you need to cut out the box, it needs to be at least 4 3/4 by about 5 1/4. Okay, that's about the size of the paper you need. And then the box ends up, the bag ends up being 1 inch wide or thick, front to back. It's 1 inch. And then it's 3 by 4. So it's a nice size little treat bag. All right. So we have those 2 pieces. And I'm just going to grab everything out so I have it. And this is in the Berry Burst. Then I have 2 pieces of the Blackberry Bliss. And these measure 2 3/4 by 3 7/8. Now I didn't have another piece of this cardstock, so I grabbed this one. And this is 2 1/2 by 3 5/8. This is the die that comes in the bundle. And then we also have these dies to create our candy corn. So let me just grab all these pieces out. Hopefully they didn't drop on the floor. Like I said, the basket just went flying. Let's see. Here's my little tag. So just give me a second. Make sure I have all my pieces. Never a dull moment, right? Never. These are my pieces for the little box. All right, I think I'm going to have to cut out a few more. All right. So I wanted to do 3 candy corns. So I have Blackberry Bliss for the base. Let's just see if they're here. And then the berry for the bottom and the white for the top. Now before I cut these, I just want to make sure I don't see them. That box just went flying. And I do not see them. All right. And then I cut out a little tag. So I need to, you'll have to give me 1 second and I'll show you. Here is the piece for the bottom. And here is the piece for the top. So I just need 2 and 1. So give me 1 second. Crazy. I can't believe. Where the heck did it go? I'll find them when we're done, of course. That's 1. Here's 1. That's so crazy. I just cannot believe that these pieces went flying. Never fails. I was doing so good. I thought for sure we'd get through the whole night without any bungles. All right, so here's our other white piece. And then here is our other pink piece. And I am just going to put these on here because I don't want them to disappear. Like I said, I searched this morning. I had no idea where they went. I'd lost those 2 dies. It was crazy. All right, so for our candy corn, let's just get these pieces. And I didn't do traditional candy corn. And there is a right and a wrong side. So I'm just going to add some glue to the bottom. All right, just like that. Then we're going to make sure we have these in the right direction. And we're just going to add these to the bottom. And I'm just going to pull it. Don't get on there. Pull it down so it is even with the bottom of this piece. All right, so there's 1. And 2. So we're constructing some candy corn. So who likes candy corn? I know that it's a candy that most people do not like. And I am not prejudiced. I actually do like candy corn. Mostly because it's easy to eat. It's just like eating M&Ms, I think. But I like candy better than I like food, so given the choice, I would pick candy. Oops. All right, so there is our pretty candy corn. Ew, candy corn. All right, so there's our candy corn. I actually like it, so. And then we have our little label, and we are actually going to stamp Eek on it. So we're going to make sure we ink it up really well. And there it is, right there. And all I did was add it to the handle. You're not a fan either, too sweet. Okay, that I'll agree. It is very sweet. But I'm just I'm a junk food junkie. I love junk food. All right, so we're going to just layer up our designer series paper and the Blackberry Bliss. We're just going to get it on here. And we're going to do both pieces. Oops, let's add a little bit more. All right, just like that. Now, You would think that these pieces wouldn't go together, but remember, this is going to get turned around, okay? So we are going to work on the right side of both pieces. So we're going to just adhere these before we even put the box together. We're going to adhere these to the front, and I'll show you why. We just want to get these on and get them dry. All right, so we're going to put these two pieces on the front. All right, so there is the front and the back of our box. Or bag. I keep calling it a box. It's a bag. Now in this set of dies, you'll notice these two pieces right here. These actually die cut the holes into the top of the bag. You can see it right here. So we can put our string through. Now I did use the big one, the big die on this one. I'm going to try the smaller one tonight. So hopefully it works. And I'm just going to grab a piece of washi tape. And I'm actually going to take this washi tape. And like I said, I like to stick it on my skin. And I didn't do it today. And see, it pulled the paper because I pulled it too quick. All right, so we're going to just take this die and we're going to line it up center on the rectangle, and we're just going to lay that out. Let me run this through. Hopefully, like I said, I'll be able to get that ribbon through this little hole. I'm thinking where the ribbon is so thin. And because I'm going through cardstock, 2 layers, and the designer series paper, I went through and I came back just so I could do it, trying to get these holes in here. And it looks like they did cut. So I'm just going to grab my pokey tool and I'm going to pop them out the rest of the way. All right. So that's a good size hole, actually. Can you see them? So we're going to do that with the other bag. And I'm just going to line it up right like I did at the top of the designer series paper. I'm using that as my guide. Let's just push that down. We're going to lay our washi tape down. And let me run this one through. And again, I went through it once and then back the other way. Let's put that back, get our pokey tool, and we're just going to poke them through. Now you will notice, because there's so many layers, that the die did indent the top. If you didn't want that to happen, you could always do each layer separate, but it's just quicker and easier, and I can always just use the bone folder, or you could put something up at the top. All right, so now we can fold on all our score lines, because not only did that die cut our bag out, it also gave us some score lines. So we're going to fold on all our score lines. That's one. And we'll do number 2. All right. And the way it's going to work is, and you can use seal, you can use tear and tape, which would probably be easier. Let's see. Do I have any in tear and tape available? Yeah, let's use this. We'll use some tear and tape. Get my little cutter. So we're going to put tear and tape on the smallest side here. And I'm going to run it really pretty close to that score line. And I use my cap for a cutter. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to add some tear and tape pretty close to that score line and then cut it. Okay. So here are our pieces. We are going to remove our paper. Now you may want to fold it over, but you want to put the wide piece up against that score line, and you want to make sure that it is even at the top and right up against that score line. You don't want it over, you want it right up against, just like that. Okay. Then if you fold this so you only see one side, and then you take your paper off, here's our flap right here. All you have to do is fold this over and now it is perfect. Okay. We want to put our tabs in first. Now if you want, you can add a little bit of glue so this will adhere to your tab. You want to also make sure that when we decorate the side that the last tab was added. So we're just going to add some glue. And I'm just doing it to the end. We're going to close this up. I'm going to turn it around, and using my bone folder, I'm just going to make sure that this sticks. We want to make sure those tabs are down, and we want to make sure that this piece is adhered. All right. So now I'm going to do our handles next. So I'm going to get 2 pieces, and I'm going to get enough so I don't mess it up. And all I did was fit it from the inside. And like I said, I'm hoping I can get this, get this through. There we go. From the inside, and we're just going to tie it in a knot. And because it's a little too short, I'm just going to grab it like that. All right, so we got a nice knot. We're just going to trim. Then we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to feed it through, if I can get it. It's like threading a needle. See, that's why I chose the larger holes on the first one. Okay, so I did get it through. Now I'm going to grab this little tag, and we're going to put this through the tag. Lordy B. this ribbon where it comes apart makes it difficult. All right, so we're just going to feed that through. Now we want a nice size handle. So let's tie this in a knot. I feel like I'm all thumbs tonight. I'm going to just use my pokey tool to pull that through and tie it in a knot. All right, so there is our one handle. You're going to do the same thing to the other side. I can't do the other one. Goodness gracious. Now we're going to just grab our candy corn, and I'm going to add some glue, and we're just going to decorate the front of this box with the candy corn. All right, so we got two there. Let's grab our frame, and we're going to grab our stars that I really made a mess with. Look at that. And we're going to stamp off some stars with the berry burst. So let's just to take up some of this white space. All right. We just want to add something to the background. Then we're going to grab our trick or treat. All right, Mr. Stamp. And our memento. Now this one, I wasn't sure. I'm going to stamp it for you. The trick and the treat, where the treat looks like it's straight, but it's not. It's on a hill down. This is on a hill up. So we are just going to get this on here. Uh-oh, Bill's singing again. Okay, so there's our trick or treat. And we are going to pop this up onto the front of the card. Bag. I'll get it right tonight sometime. And we're going to put this right in the center. And then we're going to grab our other piece of candy corn. I'm going to put a dimensional on one side, because we're going to pop this up, but we're going to put it over our trick or treat. So we're just going to add some glue on this side. Get rid of that paper. And I don't know where it's going to hit. So let's put it right about there. And then we have our cute little trick or treat bag. Right? Quick and easy. Now we have this little box, which is adorable. It's a little triangle box. We are going to start with a piece that measures 2 inches by 6 5/8. And we're going to take out, I didn't even score this piece. We are going to score it at 2 1/8, 4 1/4. Okay, and then where it is our 6, we don't have all our lines for our 6, or they're very hard to find. I'm just going to grab this line, this score line here, put it at 2 1/8, and then score it. Okay, so this one little end piece here is 1/4 of an inch. So you'll do 1/4 of an inch from one end, and then 2 1/8. And then what did I say? 4 1/4. All right. So we're going to just fold and burnish for right now. Even this little piece here. And that is our outside piece. Hey, Nancy. No, yeah, that's true. It can't be off-brand. Brock's. That one's pretty good. All right, then we have a piece of berry burst, and it's 6 by 6, and it's scored at 2 and 4 on each and every side. So we're gonna just fold and burnish each side. Okay, just like that. Now this will be the inside. So let's grab our little pieces. Hopefully I didn't lose anything else while I was after the big giant fall. And it looks like I did. Oh no, here it is. All right, so let's first decorate the inside. This is the Them Bones Designer Series paper, and I'm just going to add some glue, and we're going to put it in the center squares on each side of this piece. Oops. Just a reminder, there is still time to sign up for my paper and ribbon share. The mini catalog goes live September 6th. So that is what you have about till the 4th to sign up, and you'll get a sample. Yeah, a sample of all the designer series paper and the ribbon, actually. All right, so we have a 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, and this is going to go in the center. These are also 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, because you'll remember we scored everything at 2. So that's going to go in the center. Then I have a piece of basic white 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and I'm actually going to stamp the trick or treat. So let's ink this up. We're going to just put this right there in the center. Okay. Oops. And let's add some glue. And let's lay this down right in the center. All right, so there is the inside of this piece, but it still needs a little work. So let's pull our scoreboard back in, or our trimmer, and we are going to score on the diagonal, and we want to score from the outside corner to this inside corner. And the best way to do it is to line up your point right at the opening of the scoreboard and close it up, and then fish for the score line right in the center there. Okay, and if you pull this through, you'll see we have our score line. I should bring it down a little bit further. You just got to make sure you come all the way down. All right. If you don't want to do it with this scoreboard, let's pull the other one in. This one is a little bit harder because you have to get your lines lined up. So let's get this one here. We can actually add our score line and then our 6. So we're going to score it here. We have this one. So let's do it again. I'm just going to find that 6-inch mark because it's easiest to find. Line up this bottom corner and then score. So we have a diagonal in each corner, and this is going to be folded to the inside of the card. Okay. Once it's like this, you can use your bone folder to get a nice score line. Okay. Gonna go all the way around. So we're just flattening out that score line so it's nice and neat. And one more. All right. So there's our inside piece. Let's pull in our outside piece. We're actually going to grab this designer series paper. And again, I made these 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. We're just going to lay it into these squares. This side would have been cute too, the green. And one more. All right, so there's our squares. We're going to turn it over. Remember that little 1/4 of an inch? We're going to add some glue. And we're going to adhere the end to this piece. And again, you want to come right up to that score line, not over it. You want to make sure it's even. You can let that dry, put it aside. I have a deckled circle and then another one in white. And we're going to grab our memento again. This time we're going to grab the little tombstones. Let's turn it this way. We're going to stamp our tombstones. Grab ink. Put that at the top. All right, so now we have our circle. Here's where we glued it. I'm going to actually put that at the bottom. I'm going to use the lighter of the designer series paper. Let's cut up some dimensionals here. I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back. And center this. I'm going to grab a piece of ribbon and I'm going to double it. Okay, so I have a double piece. And let's just tie our ribbon. I don't like tying it one one piece, and we're doubling it here. I'm gonna use my pokey tool to grab it. It just makes it so much easier. Just pull that tight. Now to get it off my fingers. All right, so we got our bow. We're just gonna grab these tails here. Trim them up. Let's grab a glue dot. I'm going to add it right up here on this corner. All right, so we have our ribbon onto our triangle. Now we're going to grab our piece, and like I said, I had the Ferrero Rocher in the center. You're going to pull these so these corner pieces come up against the back, and then we're going to do it in the front. So here is a little square, and then we're going to tuck these two sides in, okay, and pinch it. So we have a little triangle. Okay, you want to just pinch it. And then we can take this and very carefully stick it right inside the little triangle we just created. Just a quick and easy little treat box, right? So we have a little treat box. We have a fun little bag. And again, we have our little glow in the dark. Where is he? Oh my goodness, he's not working either. I guess they need to be activated with the light. Huh. Let's see if this one works. There he goes. He's cute. All right. So, cute little Halloween projects, not using traditional colors. So I hope you like it. If you spend $35 in my online store and use that host code on the screen, I will send you these make and takes as a thank you. Ah, you're welcome, Nancy. Thank you, honey. It's always fun. So have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow at 10 for Fun Fold Friday. Thanks for joining, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.